Welcome to the Vault Excel. This commentary is part 2 of a live I did earlier. I was on a time constraint, so I would like to go into belly of the beast and talk about this Billy Joe Howell nonsense. And before I get started, let me address somebody who needs addressing. Hello, everybody in the viewing audience, new subscribers. Thank you all so much for joining me. Horses behind the stall. This ain't what you want over here, okay? Now, I've kept my peace for about 2 years as far as you. And you and I are not even on the same level or playing field. So you don't have no need to be over here looking at nothing, commenting about nothing, because you don't know nothing. See, you like enabling trash that's expected from you because you've done it so many times before over there in your playhouse. So your best advice is to stay over in your playhouse, baby, because as an old lady once said, I didn't send for you. So don't come over here because I don't do the true crime genre anymore. I'm rehashing old trash. So you best go find you somebody new to talk about. Somebody new to enable. But over here, you ain't lost nothing over here at the vault, okay, baby? So stay in your lane. Because I'm trying to keep Beverly behind closed doors where she belongs. We don't need to rehash her. So any of you looking for an argument pertaining to true crime, you in the wrong playhouse. Because I'm not here to argue with anybody about a dead kid. Let me say that again. I will not argue with nothing on 2 feet or 4 about a dead baby. Now let me resume my talk. We're going to go back in time to April when Miss Billy Joe Howell decided she wanted to petition for the remaining 2 children. And I want you to think about what's being said in this news broadcast. I don't really need to say anything. I'll let the broadcast speak for itself. Thank you for joining me. WTOC is the sources of the information.
Bonnie Simon is now petitioning for custody of Simon's 2 other living children. Simon is the Chatham County woman accused of killing her 20-month-old son, Quentin, then trying to hide his body in a dumpster. Court records show Howell has filed a petition for child custody. It was filed at the end of March. That's before a congressional report on an investigation into Georgia's foster care system was released. The report concluded mismanagement of the system led to the deaths of injuries of children, naming little Quentin Simon among them. It explains he was under Howell's care as part of a safety plan from the Department of Children and Family Services. DFACS ordered it because Simon had a history of substance abuse and an open case with DFACS regarding one of her other children. The report says that Howell, who has a history of her own with DFACS, left Quentin alone with Leilani Simon, and that's when his death occurred.
Did you hear that? Need I play it again in case somebody got some fuzz or suds in their ears? Miss Howell has her own history with DFACS. Say it again, Queen. So you coming over here questioning what I'm saying. What did you say? I'm a liar. Obviously, you can't read. There's a question mark and an exclamation point behind my title. Times 2. So come on with it, Queen, because she don't want none. You don't petition for something you already got. Bingo card. You don't petition for something you already got. Kind of like going downtown to file paperwork for a house you already own. I'll let that sit right there. Oh, who does that? Oh, yes, I like the deed to my own house. Oh, sure. Are you having any problems? Oh, I don't know. Why would somebody need to file custody for children? Come on with it, Queen, because I like a fool. I love me a fool. The heifer had custody of the children when Quentin found himself unalive and in a dumpster and in a landfill. Yet, fast forward 2 years later, almost 2 years, a year and a half or so, why would the grandmother need to go to the court to file for a child that she already got custody of? Somebody help me understand, because I'm not slow. And then the way they worded it, it says now. So while you over here trying to comment like you telling Queen something, you're not telling me nothing, because obviously you can't read. Now means just what it means. Now, present. At that time, April 2024, March 2024. Now meant at that time. Meaning you ain't been doing nothing before then. Ding, ding, ding. Because had you been filing a petition for the children, there would have been an article that you filed a year ago, year and a half ago, which is soever. And this is the same person, as this article says, has history with defects, did 10 days in jail for some type of contempt for court that they won't release that information because it's private, because it's dealing with children. The defendants are Leilani Simon, Danny, and the other baby daddy. Need I say more? So who lying about what? Help me understand. Who's lying about this hag having custody? Because if you got custody, you don't need to file a petition for custody. She had custody, Dodo Bird. Since you over there, you canoodling with the enemy and you know so much. Why would a person who has custody of a child need a petition for custody of the child? That makes no sense. She had original custody because there was a safety plan put in motion probably years beforehand. Did your girlfriend tell you that? You don't want none over here. So you carry your little stringy head ass on somewhere. Because you ain't got no business over here, no way. Ain't nothing that is of relevance at the vault or really United States. Let me go there. Because ain't nobody worrying about what the hell you doing over there in Canada. So what the fuck you worrying about what's going on over here? It don't concern you. I said that. And your friend is quiet. You know why she quiet? Because she already know she don't need to say nothing publicly about those children, Leilani, or nobody else. That's why she ain't on nobody platform talking and yapping like she did when the little boy first went missing. So you want to be her mouthpiece for her? Good luck with that. Good luck with that, sister. What you need to do is worry about yourself. As they said, she filed for that petition in March. This was 2024. Before a congressional report on investigation into Georgia's foster care system was released, the report concluded mismanagement of the system led to the deaths and injuries of children, naming little Quentin among them. So I want you to think about that for just a second. The congressional organization, Department of Human Services, named Quentin verbatim in their investigation and their findings, and you want somebody to think you gonna go before a judge and say, well, I want these children that allegedly you're supposed to already have custody of, and they gonna give you the same child that you already had custody of. I'm repeating myself because it's a stupid conversation. You don't gotta file a petition on something you already got. That's why the heifer stay quiet, because she knows she don't need to talk about Quentin, Leilani, and nobody else. Because they probably told her, stay off of YouTube. Stay off of YouTube, baby. So horses behind the stall, this ain't what you want over here. Get you some business. I'm the last one you want. Because everybody know how I rock. And I've been very peaceful for some time up here on this platform for months. So if you don't want no static, you stay your ass over where you play. Because you ain't about to get no airtime over here. I done gave you 5 minutes already, and that's enough. Now back to business. Don't know what the contempt was that Billy Joel got in 2022 of December for violating some type of court order. What was that about? Okay? What was that about? Now fast forward, spring of 2024, this heifer filing a petition for children that she already supposed to have custody of, since Queen lying about that. So as I just said, why would you file custody of something you already supposed to have? I'll wait. Just let me go sit up in this courtroom to prove I got custody of these children. Why would you do that? Because you wouldn't have to. She don't need no children for the very reason this information is in this article. Feel free to check it out yourself. Okay? WTOC.com is the source. Quentin Simon was named deliberately in a government finding of how DHS failed him and other children in the state of Georgia. So what makes this dodo bird, horses behind the stall, and this stupid ass Billy Joel think a judge is getting ready to give anybody affiliated with this child custody with a legal finding with the child's name in the document? Help me understand. Why would a judge do that? The judge is going to read that information in court. Oh, here's a legal document saying Georgia failed these children, this child specifically, this dead child specifically. Oh, yeah, here, grandmother, you can have the child that you already got custody of. Okay. Say it again, Queen. Oh, yeah, sure. You can have this child that you've been having a custody of these two because you helped murder one. Here, let's see if you can try to knock these other two out. If you didn't care about the children in 2022, you're not going to care about them in 24. I'm not about to sit here and believe Billy Joel is getting ready to work a 9 to 5 in Georgia. She ain't been doing it. Why she going to do it now? And I bet you ever since the child was missing, she been gone. And since you want to speak for her, heifer, bring a receipt that she been in the state of Georgia all this time since the little boy went missing. I'll wait. I got time. I got a whole lot of time. Since you like being a walkie-talkie for shit that go on over here in the United States. Because I don't think you got no room to be talking about nothing that go on over here. And sitting here rallying behind a woman who had custody of a child and left the little boy here. She specifically got custody of the children because the state showed Leilani was not fit to have her own fucking kids. And then you want to come over here in this playhouse and act like you telling Queen something about she. You can't tell Queen nothing about she, honey. You say that $2 ass talk for the Wells or somebody because I ain't interested. Then you turn on Donna Wells and his wife, Candace. Ain't you tired of coddling people that unalive children and get children missing? So bet you find you something to do. Well, I just read she'd had custody of the children at the time of Quentin missing and then being found dead. She did have custody. But that's the point. Having custody by paper doesn't mean anything if you're not legally there and physically there. She legally had them by paper, okay? You can have anything by paper. That's why the old saying is, is good on paper. Having something on paper and doing right is two different things. Billy Joel was nowhere around when a child went missing and when he ended up unalived. So you are at fault, just like the person that took his life. You are no better because you're a fraud. Come on with it, Queen. You a stinking, nasty fraud because you had no right to be going to no court or get no legal documents, putting your name on nothing, pretending that you care for these children when they were abused and neglected by all parties involved. Every donkey, horse, mule that laid up in that stinking house on Buckhalter Road. I said it. Now what you want? You have audacity to speak for these trash. And Billy Joe got a nerve to go up in a court talking about wanting the kids. For what? When one is dead. What you getting ready to do with these other two? Let me guess. Help them to the river? That stinking, nasty river you call a swimming pool in the back. You didn't have no business having custody of them children any fucking way. And the audacity to sit up in court like you doing something, sitting up there looking like a $2 ass running back. Now what you want? You all ain't nothing but fluff. Pure fluff. Because talk is cheap. There's a whole child dead. So none of you should even be talking about Quentin Simon. Let me make that clear. Thank you, Joyce. You have no business talking about Quentin. You have no business talking about you wish you could be there for your daughter. Well, where were you then? Come on with it, Queen. Because I like when a fool like to talk and want to come over here to this playhouse like they telling Queen something. Your girlfriend just sat up and spoke to the news and said she wished she was there for her daughter. So where was she? Oh, shit. Come on with it, Queen. So if she couldn't be there for Leilani, then how's she going to take care of two little ones? Ding, ding, ding. Baby, don't make me get crunk. Please don't make Queen get crunk. How are you going to take care of two itty bitty spiders when you couldn't even go to trial for your daughter? The trial didn't even last that long. What, less than 2 weeks? You couldn't take out for work to be there for your daughter? Oh, I love my daughter. But I don't stand by what she did. Do you hear yourself? You don't stand by what she did? Well, wait a minute. You don't stand by what she did. Oh, okay. So you couldn't go support your daughter, but you love her. So basically you said, I love her from afar. I want the two other children. They're my blood. So what you gonna do? Carry the children around in a camper? Who gonna be teaching them their ABCs? Another hillbilly in a camper? I said that. Come on with it, Queen. They don't want none. Call him Billy Joe. Call him Billy Joe. Who gonna school the kids while you and your husband working? I'll wait. Some other hillbilly you get tangled up with, so them two can get missing too, huh? Well, by God, we'll watch the kids while y'all work. We don't mind. We love children. We'll give them some Mountain Dew cigars while y'all at work. I swear for God, we'll take good care of your children. You done lost your motherfucking mind. And your husband, he must be high on dope too, because I wasn't fool with you. That means he just like you. I said that. Two peas in a pod. See, all these people are evenly yoked. That's the reason why Quentin is no longer alive. And I'm not about to sit here and believe Billy Joe got custody of these two children, because you don't petition for custody if you already have custody. That makes no logical sense. If you had legal custody in 2022, you have no reason to petition unless you lost custody. Ding, ding, ding. So horses from the Howell stall, go get you something to do, baby. Stop rallying for the underdog. We get it. We've heard the stories. You had a rough life. You had a rough upbringing. Well, baby, go to the Lord. Get on your hands and knees and pray about it. Turn it over, boo-boo. Just turn it over. God can heal it all, can't he? Where my good Christians at? God can make a way. Shut your mouth. He can give you a shorter nose. He can help you even get some hair on your head. I said that. And he also can help you repent, because that's something you don't know nothing about. So while you strolling YouTube like you at Macy's, you need to get on your hands and knees and talk to God directly. Because I'm not the portal to Jesus. But don't you ever bring your ass over here like you telling me something. Because you can't tell me nothing. You sick and you shameful. You have no shame about yourself. That's why I keep trying to tell people, a lot of these people who are on YouTube, I've said this so many times because I don't even like talking about YouTubers because they're a waste of space. They are like the people in the story. And a lot of you refuse to see that. The people bringing you the content are like the people in the story. They're 1 second from becoming a news broadcast. Did you hear what I said? They're just like the people in the story. You don't find it strange a YouTuber latched on to some gutter trash from Savannah, Georgia? And when I mean latched on, I mean she was on Billy Joe's hip. Did you hear what I said? Billy Joe would slide her little ass over here, commenting like she was doing something. Baby, you didn't want Queen to come down there to Georgia. Because if I'd have came to Georgia, I'd have came correct. I don't need no bull horns and no motherfucking signs. Because I don't rock like that. But see, all these people are alike up here. And I'm not trying to make this video about YouTubers, but this is YouTube. And a lot of the people that bring information, because I don't even like saying content, bring stuff, fluff. They just like the people in the story. So that's why that thing over there in Canada, she can relate to Billy Joe, because she like Billy Joe. She is Billy Joe. Shut your mouth. Now, what is your rebuttal on that? You ain't got one. And Billy Joe know not to say nothing. Because she already know ain't nobody going to do nothing but report it back. Yeah, she's still up there on YouTube raising hell with them YouTubers about absolutely nothing. I wouldn't give a damn about YouTube. I'll be trying to live my best life. My grandbaby is dead. I'll be trying to live my best life. Oh, and let me recap y'all on this. I want his remains so he can have a proper burial. Come again? So let me guess. The state ain't gave you what little pieces of Quentin they found. They ain't gave that to you yet, Billy Joe. How disturbed can you be to still petition the court for children that you allegedly had custody of and watch them be neglected? That white woman told you what your daughter was doing to them children and not doing, and yet you still didn't bring your ass back to Georgia to fully be in them children's lives. You thought you throw her a couple dollars for some diapers and a pair of $2 ass shoes, that was going to do something. Then you had the nerve to run up in that white woman's house. And don't get offended because I say white woman. If she was black, I say black woman. I'd have beat the brakes out for you. You want to ran up in mine? That girl's a big girl, Michelle. You should have whooped her to sleep. Lord have mercy. You should have put that cow down. Billy Joe, you want to be gangster so bad. You ain't nothing but gutter trash. That's why 2 of your children are incarcerated right now. Because you trash, you spawn them things here on earth. The devil was probably in your mammy, the devil was in you, and the devil was in your children. And sadly, we got to pray for them other 2 that spawn genetics won't be in them other 2 children. Because they are products of Leilani. Checkmate. And right now, your family ties ain't got no good track record. So we got to pray those children are raised by proper adults. So they don't end up like none of y'all. Because y'all are straight trash. Just sick, gutter, Mountain Dew trash. I said it. And don't give a damn who don't like it. I want the babies. I want the babies. I want the babies. You had the babies. Hell wrong with you. Once again, why would you petition for something you already got? I'll let that sit right there. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Why do you petition for something you already got? Voices from the hall, the wall. Won't you answer that since you like playing over here? You're lying. You all are going to see. Well, let me take you back to the 1970s. They're all going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you. Ain't nobody going to laugh at Queen because I got enough sense. I know how to read. Obviously, you don't. You've been sitting up there gnawing on that motherfucking hay so long, you can't see or hear. To petition for custody means you ain't got custody, heifer. So who the fuck lying? See, this is what happens when you are dumb as a bag of rocks. You so dumb. I wouldn't have even commented. Why comment? Because first of all, my title has a question mark and an exclamation point, you dodo bird. I ain't what you want. I ain't what none of you want. Very reason why I don't want to talk about nobody child missing and nobody child dead. For this very reason right here. Stupid ass people commenting. Stupid ass YouTubers want to put their 2 cents in. Hell no. Because they don't take shit serious. Because they're just like this street trash. They're evenly yoked. Barracudas. buffoons, street people. And I see people like this all day long. Just straight gutter trash. Always got a story to spin. Always want somebody to listen. Just like I've said about Leilani. She wasn't nothing but a Skittle machine. Spitting out Skittles. All you had to do was put a quarter in her. How Mammy was the same. Billy Joe Howell was a Skittle machine. Spitting out Skittles. So what your son been doing? Because he's the last of the Mohicans. What has your son been doing? Does he have a job? Does he go to school? Is he trying to do something with himself? He need to. He need to get the fuck away from all of y'all and go get him something to do. Go get a life. Because y'all ain't talking about nothing. You all don't got nothing in you to offer nobody. I would never break bread with you. Rather chew on a damn tree bark. How about that? As a matter of fact, that's in the scripture. That's in Psalms. Thou shalt not sit at the table with the wicked. There's something wrong with you people. You know, we're not talking about your typical flawed people. Because like I said, everybody make mistakes. Y'all on some other shit. When you take no responsibility for your part in the demise of a child, the abuse of other children, there is something fucking wrong with you. And anybody that aids people like this, there is something wrong with you as well. So the time you spend in scrolling articles and videos and commenting, you need to be looking in the mirror and asking yourself, what the fuck is wrong with me? I got a fucking mental problem and I need to talk to Jesus, Allah, or somebody. Because my shit ain't right. Welcome to the Vault Excel. I'll drop the link. See what Scuzzball want to try to fall up in here. Baby, you don't want none, queen. Because I'm woke now. What them rappers say, fuck around and find out. Oh, they meant that. You all play too many mind games up here. You have no respect for children because you don't have respect for yourself. It's obvious. Because no decent human would rally behind nobody that abused children. You couldn't even come talk to me about nothing. One second, everybody. Thank you, baby. Hope you all are well. Check out my movie suggestion for this week. Woo, baby, is it a doozy? Barbarian is my movie of the week, now free on Hulu, baby. What I say, when you watch this movie, if you are a scaredy cat, I advise you to watch it during daylight savings time because it's going to have you doing somersaults. I ain't lying. Child, I talk so much junk this morning watching that movie. I said, Queen, that you don't need to be watching this crazy nonsense. But as most of you know who follow my content, I grew up on scary movies, so I'm just watching it, just get some fulfillment and joy to Halloween season or whatever. But baby, when I say, that movie had me going. I know I talk so bad about that little girl. I realized there's some people out here is crazy. That's why they write this stuff, because they know this is how somebody would actually behave. The one I was going to recommend, it took too long to get to the point, so I didn't recommend that one. But this one here, Barbarian, woo, baby. For all those who like scary movies, you're going to like this one. I hope you enjoy it. Because it had me going this morning. I said, Queen, you don't need to watch no more of this crazy nonsense. This going to have you up and you won't be able to go to sleep. I don't even know how I fell asleep after watching that nonsense. The link is in the chat. You got something you want to say about this nonsense comment that Billy Joel gave the news about loving her child and not standing by what she did, and the fact that Leilani's lawyer told Court TV that he believes that Billy Joel has custody of the children as far as he knows. So my commentary is, you don't know for sure? Why not? Excuse me. People talk, Savannah's not that big. Somebody would give you the tea to tell you, yes, she got the kids. No, she don't have the kids. And the fact that Billy Joel didn't go to court to support her daughter, whether you agree what she did or didn't do, or what you think she did or didn't do, why not support her? Why not at least just show her, well, we're here, even though we don't agree with what you did. But see, that's what's funny about you. You don't show up at the courthouse as if you better than her. You ain't no better than Leilani, because you the one that had custody of the children. You had custody of Quentin Simon Heifer. So you should be sitting beside your daughter. You should have been sitting beside your daughter the past 2 weeks. And I want to know why she ain't been sitting beside her daughter. I want to know where are the charges. That's why I don't believe you got no custody of these children. Because you can't petition the court for something you already got. That doesn't make any logical sense. And you don't deserve custody because you had custody. So why do you need to petition for something you already got? Because you don't got it. And I'd like to know why you was held in contempt back in December 2022. Maybe your friend from Canada, she can enlighten us, since the rest of us don't know anything. We're all dodo birds. We're all dodo birds over here. We don't know a damn thing. Well, we may not know anything because, first of all, it's sealed information. But I know one thing. I know you don't petition for something that you're supposed to already have. I know that much. I think a second grader could tell you that. Hell, maybe a child in kindergarten can tell you that. The link is in the chat. You have something to say about this comment from Leilani's lawyer, that Billy Joel has custody of the remaining 2 children. Hit the link. Be heard. Voice your opinion. Matter of fact, I'm going to put up a poll right now on my community page. Let's see how you all weigh. Oh, you're lying. You're lying. Yo, mama's a liar. How about that? Go find your mammy and tell her what I said. I don't know, Lisa. I have an earthly idea. And then the fact that when you read this commentary, it says it in the paperwork, Leilani and the 2 baby daddies were defendants. So what the fuck is a defendant? Since Queen don't know nothing. I know one thing I can fucking read. What's a defendant? Voices from the wall. From behind the wall, whatever the hell your channel is, since you know so much. You don't want none of me. You carry your string ass on somewhere. Goofy ass chick. That's always the person that talks the most, the person that ain't got a pot to piss in. Ain't got nothing. Wait 1 second. I'm putting up this poll. Hold on. Just goofy as hell. Take the poll. Yeah, that's the number one question. Why wasn't she sitting up there beside her daughter? Because you can't sign paperwork for a safety plan for custody of children and you were out of town working and living. So where was the safety plan? And that Michelle lady, she's calling you God knows how many times from what? January to October telling you this, and this about what Leilani and the boy wasn't doing, and yet you still living out of town. And they got all that on record. They got all that before trial, all that played out during trial. Say it again, Queen. So what judge is going to give you custody of some children after what was said in an open court about the relationship between this woman and her baby daddies, all the lies she spun, the care of the children, the lack of care of the children, and you had paperwork on those children. Make it make sense. Because 9 times out of 10, a judge talked to Michelle and asked her involvement pertaining to the children and Leilani and Danny and your blockhead. You are not about to sit still and raise no small children. What you gonna do? Sit around and play shoots and ladders with them? Yeah, okay. You can't even take care of a swimming pool. You can't even keep flowers and shrubbery around the house. Hell, flowers grow on their own. All they need is water. Say it again, Quinn. You can't even grow flowers. It's not like changing diapers, formula, rock the baby to sleep, birth the baby. It's a fucking flower. Nah, I know you don't like me saying that. You shouldn't be talking about my house. Well, I am. Did you all see that swimming pool? I was like, what the hell is this? And this, oh, Lord, somebody call the paramedics. Somebody please call the paramedics. How in the hell you gonna take care of somebody's child? You can't even keep chlorine in the swimming pool. Because you know what your priorities are, you and your husband? You all care about trucks, big boy trucks, and campers and shit. That's where your money went. I figured all that out when they showed the pictures outside of your house. They showed the inside of your house, filthy and nasty, house nasty as hell. Ain't nobody getting ready to lay up in my house for free, and ain't nobody getting ready to lay up in my house and be nasty. That's it. That's it. That's on God. If it ain't on nobody, that's on God. You not getting ready to slumber up nowhere where I pay no bills and you dropping shit and ain't picking up nothing and ain't cleaning nothing, ain't wiping nothing out. I will seal that house up and board it up my fucking self before I was sit up here and let somebody come lay up in my house and terrorize my damn house. You teach people how to treat you. So see, your mama obviously didn't teach you nothing. So you couldn't teach Leilani nothing. So Leilani couldn't teach her children anything. Checkmate. Because you lead by example. You want to take your money and buy big boy trucks and act like you a fucking man. Because if I didn't know any better, I'd say you act like a man. That's how you act. You walking around want to be all tough like you chewing tobacco and shit. Ain't nobody impressed with that girl. Ain't nobody impressed about you walking around acting like you play for the fucking the Broncos. Ain't nobody impressed with you chewing tobacco, smoking cigarettes. Ain't nobody impressed when you ran up in Michelle's house. I just sat back and watched it like, what in the hell is this mess right here? This ain't nothing but some hillbilly bullshit. Because if it had been anybody else's house, your ass would have been laying flat down, face down. Face down. You knew whose house to run up in. Because by law, when you ran up in there, if she was had a firearm, she had the right to put your ass down. And I know Georgia is a stand your ground state. I'd laid your ass out. And I'd made sure your back wasn't turned when I popped you. You're hideous. And your husband, he must be crazy as hell because I wouldn't want your ass. He best go find him some other little cute little chickadee because I wouldn't want you. You all are just what I talk about all the time on this network. Just some old dirty heathens. It just look at you and you can smell trouble. Always got a story. Always got a version. Always crying. Always raising hell. It's always something with people like you. You be in your sleep talking shit. And you attract drama. That's why I hate people like this. I see people like this. I've been around people like this. I cringe every time they open their mouth. Let me tell you about what she did, and let me tell you about what he did, and let me tell you about this, that, and the other, and drama, drama, drama. You can smell people that's always got stuff going on. Always a story. And sometimes, you know, we all have our days where things are not going well. But damn. That's why I said this stuff that went on here, this hideousness here, this is not your typical type of shenanigans. This is bad business. Because Billy Joel had custody of 2 of the children. And I also think it's interesting, Danny didn't let her have custody of his child. I guess he felt like, well, you don't need custody because I'm here. But that's the gist of that story. Look how it all ended up. He was a drunk. He got high. He and Leilani both. He admitted that in court. So what purpose did he serve not giving Billy Joe custody of his daughter? Stay woke now. See, don't you see this was a vicious circle? Oh, no, I ain't going to give her custody of mine because I'm here. But yet you weren't there for your child because you don't have your child now. Checkmate. So nobody has the children. I'm not going to sit up and believe Billy Joe got no custody of these damn children. Like I said, if she got custody, bring me a receipt. Bring Queen a receipt that Billy Joe Howell has custody of the 2 remaining children. And then I will personally put up a petition on change.org to have the judge removed who gave her fucking custody of a dog, a cat, a monkey, or any damn thing else, let alone 2 damn kids. Nobody needs to have custody of these children, but somebody fit. And when I mean fit, I mean mentally fit. Because that's what'll be a tragedy. These children end up going somewhere worse than where the hell they came from. And we see this all the time in the foster care system. That's why I read you the information in this article that Quentin was mentioned in a legal document, how he was failed by DFACS. So why would DFACS give the child, let the child, the other children stay with Billy Joel? That wouldn't make any sense when they've been named as being at fault for the death of a whole human. Make it make sense. They'd be stupid. Because a judge would be like, you know, you all want to give this woman the child. Well, she had custody. We have a whole dead kid here. Why are we going to continue to let her have custody when we have a whole dead kid that she had custody of? Everybody would have to be just high on dope, literally. And a motherfucker want to come over here and argue with me? Well, you got the wrong chick. Because what I don't do, I don't argue about no baby killer. And I don't argue about nobody that helped abuse a child. So, baby, you need to go find somebody else's channel and scroll their community page and scroll their videos and see if you can comment. Matter of fact, see if you can comment now. How about that? Dirty witch. Yeah, the house was nasty. Then here come this old stinking ass heifer over here, want to sit up here and talk about Billy Joel like she best friends with Billy Joel, like she know Billy Joel. You just like her. That's why you aiding her. You gutter trash just like her. Anybody want to sit up here and aid this type of foolishness? A whole kid is gone. I wouldn't aid nobody that had custody of children, and one of them is now dead. And I knew they were staying somewhere else and working somewhere else and supposed to have custody of the child. She didn't know what the hell was going on in Georgia. For all she knew, her whole house could have been on fire and burned to the ground. Billy Joe wouldn't have known shit till somebody called and told her, hey, your house on fire. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? She didn't give a fuck because her life with her husband was more important. She wanted to travel the globe and work. That was her agenda, not those children. And anybody that believes she cared for the children, you're just as nutty as a fruitcake as all of those heathens. And all of you need to go take your heads and bob them together. What Billy Joe did is no different than somebody going to get kids in foster care. And you let them stay in your house and you let them do whatever they want. You ain't home. You taking cruises. You going to Mexico. You jumping on airplanes across the country. And you just letting the children run amok. You ain't feeding them. You ain't doing nothing. Girl, get out my chair with that bullshit. He said, as far as I know, she has custody. That ain't telling me nothing. This is the same person that believes Leilani didn't unalive her own child. So why would I believe the words of her attorney? Help me understand that. You don't go to court to petition for something you already have. I've never heard of such. And it's a sealed record. So you don't know if she has those children or not. And like I just said, Quentin Simon has been named in a legal document pertaining to the downfall of the DH system in Georgia. What judge would allow a child to be a children in Billy Joe's custody with Quentin's name being in a legal document saying DHS failed Quentin Simon? That would defeat the purpose of allowing Billy Joel to keep custody of the children. It's contradictory. And if I have custody of the children, I don't need to go to court to petition for custody. Is everybody sucking concrete? Help me understand. You can't have custody and then go petition for custody. That doesn't make any sense. What is it that you all don't understand about the article? Because you can't petition for something you already have. Kind of like petitioning for a divorce and you already divorced. It's disgusting. And like I said, I'm not here to argue nothing about Leilani, Danny, Billy Joe, that thing from Canada. You all can suck my ass cheeks. I don't care about what you're talking about. Because you're not talking about anything. There's a whole baby dead and gone. And Billy Joe had custody of him and the other child, the older boy. So you can go hop and skip from channel to channel arguing about Billy Joe having custody. Like I said, you don't petition for custody if you have custody already. She had custody allegedly in 22 when the child went missing. So why would she need to petition for his custody of the other two a year and a half later? She already had custody in 2022, allegedly. So why would she need to petition for custody in March of 24? And if a legal document from the government puts Department of Human Services of Georgia at fault for Quentin's death, I would think those same people would go before a judge to say, hey, we hear his grandmother had him or has him or the other kids. I don't think this is right. She was nowhere around. She was supposed to be putting a safety plan together as the sole provider for the children, but she was never there. I'm supposed to sit here and think after all that's happened with a missing child, a trial coming up, the judge would say, oh, yeah, okay, I'll let her keep the kids. Well, I'm going to say this. If she's got custody of the children, as I said before in my live earlier, the judge needs his hide beat, his or her hide beat. And once again, bring me a receipt. Show me a picture of her and the children. And then we'll go straight to change.org and put up a petition for the judge to be removed and for her not to have custody. How about that? Got to please stop. Exactly, Ro. Very good point. Left the children with the person who lost custody of them. Yes, even in baby Q death, they still making it all about them. Bingo card. The child is dead. The child is dead. And these people have shown no remorse for the care of these children, the death of this child, murder of this child, nothing. Nothing. And they don't deserve to be with any of these parents. No way a judge would even let Danny have his child. Why would he? Knowing that you've been drinking and you was on drugs right there with the child right there with you. There's nothing you could even say to a judge. Well, I'm changed. I'm better. I'm not doing those things now. I'll take care of them. Oh, I'll take care of my little girl. Okay, where you live, where you work, how long you been on your job, who you stay with. It would be foolish. Because you were in that house that night, that child got up out of there. And that's another question I have for those who don't believe Danny has anything to do with this child's death. Well, what was he doing while the child was being murdered? I'll wait. How about that? See, nobody asks the hard questions. Even in court, I don't even think they asked him. Did they ask him? Well, Danny, what do you think happened to the child? How do you think he died? How do you think Quentin passed away? What were you doing? What time did you go to bed? Ain't none of y'all asked those questions? Because I always had those questions. And I have them even more now since he decided to tell the court, she told me what to say. Okay, well, if she told you what to say, then what were you doing while she was unaliving Quentin Simon? Come on with it, Queen. What were you doing while she was unaliving him? So if she didn't unalive the child at the house, she did what? Carried him out and then put him inside the car, unalived him in the car. She still would have had to park the car somewhere and unalive him. And they didn't say that they saw that her car stopped anywhere for a couple of minutes. So that means she drove straight from her house to the dump site, which was the trailer park. Come on with it, Queen. Ain't nobody listening. Yeah, you got to prove, I was asleep when I think she unalived the boy. So I didn't watch the trial verbatim, hour for hour, to hear anything about what he was doing that night. But I'm asking it now. You allegedly waiting on the dope, wasn't waiting on the dope. She's out, she's sleeping with the dope dealer. Help me out, I'm sinking. You went to bed, what, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock? Up, she didn't bring the dope back, I'm going to sleep. And the stupid lawyer talking this stupid people talk to court TV. Well, I don't think they unalived the baby. Well, then who did it? Because you didn't give us an alternate. You didn't do like Baez did with Casey Anthony. He gave an alternate killer. It was the mama. It was the father. It was the brother. It was the utility worker. It was Zanny the nanny. It was Pookie, Ray Ray. I didn't hear none of that in court. So, Mr. Attorney, they didn't unalive the boy, then who did it? Oh, I think he got into their drugs. Okay, well, he got into the drugs and how did he get in the damn dumpster? Ding, ding, ding. So now you're saying what? Oh, it was an accident and it was abuse of a corpse. As she said, if she's at fault for anything, I'll turn myself in. Well, Sugarfoot, it's a wrap now. You get to go hang with the big girls. You can talk to Billy Joe about that. She could swap prison stories with you. She could teach you how to roll your hair, put curls in your hair with toilet paper. Teach you how to make lipstick. She probably could also teach you how to make a shank. Because you're probably going to need it. Because you're not going to have that pretty hair if somebody decides they want to do something to you. I'm just saying. Woo, Lord, don't turn it to Susan Smith. Because Susan Smith was banging everybody. We'll talk about Susan Smith another day. Because you ain't had no boyfriend in a while. You ain't had no sweet meat. So you probably want a little something back there. Susan Smith couldn't keep her legs closed. She was screwing the guards, everybody. What you getting ready to do, Leilani? Gonna flip your hair. I'm so lonely. I can't believe they convicted me. I love my children. Oh, I miss my babies so much. Hi, can you help put some money on my commissary? I promise I'll be a good girl. I haven't had sex in 2 years. Danny didn't want me. That's why I screwed my dope dealer. Gotcha, please. I need sex. I need it. Oh, and by the way, you'll probably get high in there because they pill for dope in prison. You like popping pills, ecstasy, and all that type of stuff. You'll find your way to get high in there. You get you some sex. You can get you some dope. They make wine in prison. Oh, you're gonna have a good old time. You're gonna have you a good old time up in there. What the old song say? Party up in here, up in here, up in here. Or should we go back to Eddie Murphy? My girl likes to party all the time, party all the time. I never knew what party meant. Black folks party back in the day mean we went out and danced and had a good time. It was a white folks version party mean get high. I never knew until some white folks say, no, honey, we mean, snort some cocaine. No, babe, we ain't talking about that kind of party. Queen of pass. Ain't nothing going up my damn nose. So you can already go to the big girl house and they got dope and wine. They got all that up in there. Ask that crazy heifer that just got out of jail last year. The one that killed her mama. She can tell you all about it. You swap stories with her. And let's pray Kim Kardashian don't run her ass down there trying to find you talking about you innocent. Because then we have to find Kim Kardashian and whoop the hell out of her. Because believe me, there's going to be somebody famous that's going to say, I don't think she did it. Yeah, Gypsy Rose. That's a whole nother shenanigan too. But that's my commentary. I don't believe this woman got those children, and I pray that she don't have them because she don't deserve them. And like I say, that she has the children, I'd like a receipt. Because I don't believe nothing that Leilani's attorney has to say. Because as I said, he's the same person that believes that she and Danny didn't even hurt the little boy. So therefore, if he can say that, why am I going to believe him saying, oh, as far as I know, Billy Joe has the children? How does she have the children? What judge would give this bitch these kids after a whole child was found in a landfill? Why, and why? Hell to the no. Well, there's no reason to hurt a child. A child can't fend for himself or herself. So it ain't no need in wanting to hurt no kid. A child can't fight for themselves. Hold on 1 second. Plug this mess up. Get some air up in this camp. So nice and hot. So beautiful in Tennessee. God is good. Best place to live right now in America. Everybody trying to get here. God forbid. Come on to Tennessee. Come on like everybody else. Hold on, everybody. Plug this nonsense up. Got too much going on. So what, baby? Yeah, it is awful. Dirty dogs. Girl, you're a fool. I would gladly go to jail if I ever saw someone hurting a child. Well, that's the attitude you're supposed to have. Not sit up on YouTube jumping from channel to channel, aiding some people that you don't know a damn thing about. There's no way in hell I'm going to get up here and go on somebody's channel. I'm not going to go on their panel, and I'm not going to go in their chat or comment box aiding Leilani, Danny, or Billy Joel. Hell will freeze over first. And I meant that. I would never. My name and picture ain't about to be in no commentary rooting for somebody who had custody of a children, and was never there. Billy Joel was not physically around for those children. So that fucking hyena up there in Canada, you need to get a life. Because you just like her. That's why you're aiding her. And it's sickening. 2 years later, you still rallying for that gutter trash. Just like you rallied for the whales. That shows your character right there. You sick as hell. Anybody that's got a missing kid, you gonna run up in their inbox wanting to talk to them and act like, oh, I know they didn't do anything, and you all don't really know the whole story, and I've got the tea, I got the scoop. You ain't got shit because you crazy as hell. You just as crazy as they are. I'm not gonna sit up here and be rallying with people who I see are acting peculiar and acting suspect about a damn missing kid. No, I'm going to back all the way off. I'm not going to be hanging with you and all in your inbox and messaging you and video chatting with you. For what? To have content for the YouTube channel? See, some of y'all rock like that because you're just as crazy as they are. A whole lot of you just like them. The hell if I will. I got to be able to sleep at night. That's why I already know a lot of you don't care nothing about your life. You don't care nothing about nothing. Just like that old gutter ass trash. No way in the world I'm going to be sitting up here rallying with some people who neglect their fucking kids. See, that's why she like her. Because she the same. As y'all say, she don't have her children. And she ain't never tried to get her kids back. Another Skittle popper. Just pushing kids out. You know, like they're damn Skittles. Okay, you have one child. It's not working out. You don't raise the child. Okay, you don't keep making more children. For what? That's stupid. I've seen people do it. Have 5, 6 kids. They don't raise none of them. And then by the time they have baby number 7 or 8, now they want to keep that kid. So the other kids are probably like, well, damn, you didn't raise me. Why are you keeping this one? Because I'd be scared to see the person raise the 7th or 6th kid knowing they didn't want to try to keep the other ones. And then they didn't do right by them and they neglected them too. Hell no. Old habits die hard. And if your mind wasn't right by the 4th or 5th kid, I ain't about to sit here and think it was probably right when you had baby number 6. No. Can people change? Yes, but when you got a bad track record with having children and you getting rid of them as soon as you get them, no. You don't need to have no fucking kids. You don't need to have a pet. You don't need to have a goldfish. You don't need to have nothing. That's my opinion. 1 hour and 14 minutes into this live stream. Does this heathen have these children or not? If she has the children, I'd like a receipt. That's all I'm saying. The link is in the chat. Feel free to join the panel if you like to. If not, I'm not going to hold this live much longer. I got things to do. I've been out all day. I'm tired. I've been running. I don't even know how I made it in the door. I hadn't eaten most of the day. I'm just, oh my gosh, famished, weak. I am very, very tired. What'd you say? You would think birth control is not legal. Girl, you stupid. LOS legal. Girl, you're a fool. Lee, hit that link. It's free. You go to the health department, it's free. They put you on a sliding scale depending on your income. So you can get birth control, you can get your kitty cat check, you can get all types of help, aid medically. Even in the doctor's office, just like today, you go to the doctor's office, they got a little bin, condoms are free. Here, take you some. They want you to take them. That's all Leilani. That's why I don't understand Leilani, because she's a fraud. You held a grudge against Quentin because of whatever happened with that other baby daddy. Okay? I want everybody to listen to me carefully. She held a grudge against Quentin because he looked like the other baby daddy. The baby daddy didn't want her for whatever reason. Okay, but this is what don't make no sense. You get with Danny, somewhere down the road, that relationship goes downhill. You sneaking out at night, screwing other men. Why you didn't have contempt for that little girl? I'll wait. You sitting here all on a live feed talking about he didn't want you, he didn't want to have sex with you. Well, maybe you stink. Did that occur to you? Maybe you smell like stinky tuna, he didn't want you. I don't know. I'm not Danny Youngkin. The point is, if you can be mad at Quentin and mad at that baby daddy, why you didn't take the same old hatred out for that little girl? Because you and Danny were not getting along. So what was so special between the oldest boy, Sky, and then Quentin? I'm confused. What you tell that little girl? Why does he look like him? I gave birth to him. Do you hear yourself? So what, you want the little boy to look like a fucking Martian? See, this shows you how immature this rotten egg is. That she's sitting there holding a conversation with a child about why her boy don't look like her. Something a fool would say. First of all, you have no business holding a grown folks conversation with a minor. That's first and foremost. Number two, you shouldn't be talking bad about your own flesh and blood. And above all, you have no business mistreating your child and having contempt because Quentin didn't ask to be here. You think if he was to stand in a cabbage patch and look up and have a row of people to choose as his parents, he would have chose you and Danny. Oh yeah, I'd like those two for my parents. Now go to the back row. Choose your grandparents. Yeah, I'd like that lady, Billy Joe Howell. I'd like her for a grandmother. Yeah, I sure would. Hell out of here. Well, that's what I'm saying, Godfrey. He does have features of Leilani. That just shows you how diluted this creature is, that she can't even see her child favors her. You will favor both your parents at some point in your life. You will look like your mother. There's days I look like my mother. There's days I look at myself, I see my father. Because I am equally their kid. But to sit up here and hold all this contempt for a person who didn't ask to be here, he can't defend himself. The other two children, they can't defend themselves. It's just atrocious. And then to sit up here and have these old stupid people running around here, aiding any of them, is even more atrocious. Sitting here walking around, like you're in their head and you're an alter ego of Billy Joe or Leilani, to where you're going to get up here on this platform and act like you know them personally when you don't know shit. Because like I said before, to that thing over there in Canada, if you knew them so well, you would have known this baby would be alive. If you knew your friend Billy Joe, she would have been taking care of her grandchildren. So you want to root for trash, that's on your ass. But I'm not rooting for no damn baby killers. Not now, not never. And it's just like state law here. You drove the car to the house where the people went in and pulled a gun out on the people in the house and shot them and they died. You go down with them. Say it again, Queen. Thank you, God. You go down with your buddies. Oh, I didn't know they were going to rob them. I didn't know they were going to shoot them. And God forbid you in the room, whether you had a gun or not. Your homeboy, homegirl pulls the gun, the knife out, and kills him. Well, now, what you think your charge is going to be? I had no idea. I had no idea they were going to kill him. Don't matter. That's why you need to know your friends. You need to know the company you're in. And that's the message I send on this network. You need to be very careful about the company you keep. I don't care if it's your friend, your neighbor, your relative, the person you're dating, the person you're married to. You better know your damn company. Because we see these cases too often of people aiding foolishness and child abuse. As you see with the Soto case, it's all the same. You have willful knowledge of abuse, child molestation, rape, and you riding that donkey ride, and then you're playing crazy once your child goes missing, like you don't know nothing. Well, I don't know. And well, you see, and then start doing all this old Woody Allen talk. Don't nobody want to hear that filth. It's despicable. Oh, that was my greatest fear, is that my child would run off with my boyfriend. Honey, you've been watching too much Dr. Phil. Well, guess what, Jen Soto? Your daughter ain't running nowhere because she's deceased. How about that? How about that? You ain't got to worry about her running off nowhere because she ain't alive. How about that? And see, that's my fear with that case as well. We'll be looking up at her come trial time, and she'll be sitting up here crying and putting on and falling out and shit in the damn testifying box, or I should call it the lie box. And she don't get a day in jail either. Because you see, she's still walking free. And it's damn almost November. This is what's out here. People that want to spin the record after the fact. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody that aided abuse. I don't care who you are. I look at you all the same. You watched, you knew. What version do you have to tell the world? What version do you have to tell the world? Oh, yeah, I knew something wasn't right. And yeah, I know I had custody, but I had to work. I had to keep a roof over these people's heads. And I trusted my daughter and her boyfriend to do right by her children. I know I was wrong. I should have been there for Quentin and his siblings, but I had to work. Is that what you tell yourself, Billy Joe? You had to work. So one's going to say this. If that was your attitude, which I believe it was and still is, why did you sign the documents? Why would you sign documents and a safety plan for these children knowing you are not going to be living in Savannah, Georgia? And I tell you something else that don't add up. And I thought this before, but I didn't talk about it often, but I'm going to talk about it now. This makes no sense to me, because when you go to court to speak about children and child abuse, drug usage, so on and so forth, how does it make sense that Billy Joel would only put 2 of the children on the safety plan, but not the baby by Danny Youngkin? Make that make sense when all the children were living in the same house. Because if the mother's an addict, a drunk, abusive, neglectful, she's abusive, neglectful, a drunk, an addict around all the children. Checkmate. Stay woke, everybody. So make it make sense that Danny's child wasn't put on that safety plan for her to have custody of her as well, the baby girl. Something's not right. Because if the mother is neglectful, she's neglectful irregardless of however many children she has. And as you see, the children were not in the best of care. So it doesn't matter who had legal custody of them by paper. Come on with it, Queen, because ain't nobody listening. It doesn't matter who had custody, physical or by paper. They were failed. Checkmate. Did you hear that? Horses from behind the stall. Did you hear that? The children were failed. There's a legal document pertaining to Quentin Simon being failed by DFACS of Georgia. Did you hear that? Since you know so much. The baby wasn't born. Okay, but still at some point, if DHS was checking up on the children, they would have known she had another baby. So whether she had the baby or not, the state still should have known Leilani had another child. That's what that document is about. Why Quentin was failed. DHS failed all the children. Because if that's true, they should have known, okay, she's got another baby. We need to go in and assess this home, this house, and then they need to be talking to Billy Joel. Well, how are you now getting ready to take care of a fucking newborn? So guess what? Look at how that sounds. And what job did Billy Joel use on the documents at the time of getting custody of the kids? See, I discussed all this in my previous content from 2022. Feel free to go back in the YouTube queue and check out my videos on Leilani Simon, because I give you the business like I'm giving it to you now. Because I ask all the questions don't nobody else want to ask. Everybody's worrying about fucking cereal in the back of the SUV, whatever the hell that's supposed to be. What the hell are you all talking about? How did this woman get custody when she been working out of town? So you got to ask all those questions. Where was she working when she got actual custody of the 2 children? Was she working in the state of Georgia, or was she already working out of state? Said the baby had Coca-Cola in her system when she was born. So did Leilani. Well, so that's what I'm trying to say, is that it doesn't matter when the little girl was here, in the tummy, out the tummy. If somebody is following through with Billy Joel and a safety plan, you would have been going to the house and visiting, checking up on the children, making sure everything was copacetic, and then you would have learned, Miss Social Worker, Mr. Mrs., Billy Joel was out of Dodge. She was nowhere to be found. Oh, what the hell do we have here? Well, where's Billy Joel? Oh, she's away. Away where? Working? Oh, hell no. We got to take these children. Bingo card. See, Queen woke. I've been woke. See, I don't let people just talk in circles around me. That's why most people can't win no fucking argument with Queen, because I'm going to ask the questions that you don't want to ask and you don't want the answers to. Stop talking around the fucking subject. Make it make sense. So now you got to ask that question. When was the last time there was a house visit by a social worker who put the safety plan into motion? Bingo card. When was DHS called on Leilani for the babysitter to say, oh, well, they called me. Remember she said that in court? When the defense asked her, oh, you sat here and knew everything was going on from January to October. Why didn't you call DHS? I didn't have to. They called me. But guess what? I didn't hear a response. So, well, when did they call you? Exactly. They called you when? February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. So when did they call Michelle? Exactly. They were failed. All the children were failed. And let me make this clear in this live stream. Just because you have 2 living children, it don't mean they were not in harm's way. Because this stupid ideology, she only hated Quentin. Come on now. For one, she hates herself. And self is first. And self-preservation is supposed to be first. So she hated herself. She hated Quentin. And you want me to believe at some point she wouldn't have been in the same predicament with the mother too? Because just imagine had Danny left her with that baby. I'll let that sit right there. Say it again, Queen. Imagine had Danny got off his lazy ass and left her and didn't take that little girl. You might have you a 2 for 1. Because I'm trying to understand why she had so much contempt for Quentin. But Danny, I'm sure that baby at some point started having features of her or Danny, but you so in love with this little girl, but you ain't getting along with that baby daddy. So what's the difference between you not getting along with Danny versus you not getting along with Quentin's father? It's the same. So basically she's saying what to the universe? I have more feelings though for Danny. I love him. I love you. I would do anything for you. Well, Dr. God was trying to make you think. I love you. I would do anything for you. Like kill my kid. Checkmate. Shut up, Quay. Did y'all miss that part of court when he called the children mean asses? From what I read, they don't sound like a happy father to me. Ding, ding, ding. I keep trying to tell you, y'all ain't paying attention. Who says that about little bitty children? He tired of babysitting. He's a drunk. He's a dope fiend. He's taking care of children. He feels obligated. He calls her children mean-ass children and their babies. You all better wake the fuck up because I'm woke. I've been told y'all I didn't trust none of these people in this story. And some of you still just kept going on and on and on weeks ago about Danny Youngkin. Why? He told you how he felt about the kids in court. He tired of being a babysitter. Chef Boyardee. So what happens when we become tired? Ask Sarah Boone. Exactly. Loved Danny so much, but she was banging the dealer. Exactly. Exactly, Carla. She would have taken out both babies. You damn Skippy. Because they're the same. Her and Danny were not on good terms. So every day that you sitting up here mad at Danny, arguing with him, fussing with him, you looking at the spitting image of him as well. Come on with it, Queen. So what's the difference between that little girl and Quentin? And the baby daddy situation? They are the same. The only difference is probably because Danny still hung around. So maybe that's the only reason why she didn't push that baby down and suffocate her or beat her in the head. Well, he's still here. He didn't leave me. But like T said, you screwing the dope man, and the dope man's old enough to be a daddy. Shut your mouth. So she's screwing the dope man for the dope while the boyfriend is staying at home with the children. You can't make this up. So much for Papa was a Rolling Stone. Woo! So was Mama. Checkmate. Oh, what did she say? I get angry when she gets the cocaine in her. She gets angry. Well, what the Hulk used to say, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I should say so. You wouldn't like me. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry, when I get that cocaine in me. When I get that white girl in me, I start acting out. I get impulsive. I get upset. I get mad. Yep. Mad enough to take the life of a baby. Is that right? So help me understand, Leilani. So the court says you went to the dope man house first and then dropped your child off at the dumpster. So what did you do? Go get the dope, came back, got high, killed the kid, then took the kid to the Azalea Park, or got high at the house? I'm confused how it went. I don't understand. Well, Godric, ask Leilani. One thing we know, she's fertile. She's fertile, and those guys, they've got good sperm. But I'm just curious. Go get the dope, bang the dope dealer, come back, go off, unalive the baby, take him, drop him off, and then come back to the house. Or I'm confused. Mad, I want the dope, waiting on the dope, unalive my baby, take my dead baby with me in the truck, go get the dope, bang the dope dealer while I got a dead kid in the car. How did it go? I bet she woke the baby up coming in from the D-man's house and she was pissed her man wasn't home. So she took it out on the baby. Well, I assumed that he was there, Godric. Remember they had said something about him waiting at the house? So what time was that he was waiting for the dope? So this is what I want to know. Because everything, we don't really know how it all went. But, Danny, did you know that she was banging the dope dealer? Or did you suspect she was banging the dope dealer or some other man? Because he did testify in court that there were times when he would wake up, Leilani wasn't home. So I'm going to ask you this, Danny Youngkin. The times that you woke up, don't know how many times they are, please enlighten us. Was that mentioned in court? I don't know. Where did you think Leilani was? Oh, he wasn't there, they said, that night. Okay, so, well, then that means the children were left alone by themselves then. Stay woke, everybody. If you're going to believe that version. Then that means the children were alone while she's then killed a kid and then dump a kid. She left her children alone. You know damn well Paul wasn't watching her. Oh, T talked about the baby waking up for feedings. Well, that's my point. See, there's a lot you're not going to ever get because, one, she's never going to own she unalived her child. So that's first and foremost. So you're going to always get something missing. Carolina says he was there. Well, that was my understanding. I thought he was there. Because that's why I said, when did the child become unalive? Where in the house was the child unalive? All that stuff about that baby vomit and all that stuff, all that made me mad in court. The stupid detective, forensic guy, he's sitting here saying it's vomit, it's this. One lady saying it smelled like vomit. Then he's telling you, well, it really wasn't red. It just looks like that on the camera. What the hell are you talking about? So let's talk about that. Then I'm going to check out of here. Well, if it wasn't blood, sir, well, what was it in the play pack? See, I got a feeling that whatever was in that play pack, what was on that pillow, is from his demise. I won't doubt she probably suffocated the baby because that would be an easier way to unalive a child, is to suffocate a child. Won't take long to suffocate a child. And then discard the child. And whatever was on that pillow were the remnants after the fact of unaliving the child during and afterwards. Because what you have to tell yourself is the obvious. If you still want to ride this donkey ride that her child was kidnapped or wandered out the house, you basically saying you put your baby to bed in vomit. I'll let that sit right there. Your child slept in vomit. Did you hear that, Leilani? Billy Joe? Voices from behind the wall. Did you hear that? She put her baby in vomit. And you want to still sit here and talk about who the fuck didn't hurt a kid? So what decent human being would lay their child down in a baby bed, playpen, in vomit? The playpen was disgusting. All around the rim of it was red, whatever that is. Dirt, fingerprints from food, whatever. Because I won't doubt she fed the child in there like he was a little monkey in a cage. Just threw whatever in the playpen. Oh, remote. Well, whatever. We'll never know the whole truth. But that was that child's everything, that play pack. I said that as soon as I saw how the play pack looked. Because I believe Michelle said something about that 2 years ago, that he would be caged up and not let out to play when the other children were playing, if I'm not mistaken. So when I saw that play pack in the pictures, the first thing I said was, that was his everything. So he did everything in the play pack. Slept, boo-booed, pissed, threw up, whatever. That's why I was so nasty. She ain't never clean it. Anybody with sense, those things are supposed to be detachable. You can take those awnings off of the play pack and they should be able to be washed in the washing machine. She don't care because she didn't even like washing clothes. And she strikes me as somebody that would go days and days probably not washing her ass and washing her undergarments or clothes. Just so nasty, filthy heathen. And if you ain't washing your clothes, you ain't washing no baby's clothes. And the mother told that, did you not, Billy Joe? How when you came home from the road, clothes were piled up. That house ain't nothing but a barn. They spent their money on campers and trucks and shit. She didn't care what the house looked like on the inside. It had no character. It had no life because the people inside are lifeless. Come on with it, Queen. Preach. Just a place to graze and sleep. No love, no substance. Dirty plate packs. A cage for a 20-month-old baby. And that's a terrible way to treat a child. Is to let that be his only world. Viewing the world from a dirty plate pack. I want you to think about that. And I won't doubt she did it to him when he was outside in the back. Cage him up and let him watch everybody play and run while he's caged up. That's how she treated Quentin Simon. And those are from the words of the babysitter 2 years ago. And I don't believe she lied. So before you come over here to this network to try to tell me something about some dirty motherfuckers, you need to check yourself. Because you sound like a fucking fool. To be aiding some people that would sit up here and let a child lay up in a dirty plate pack and vomit. Say it again, Queen. So who didn't unalive Quentin Simon? Who didn't help Quentin Simon get to the fucking dumpster and the landfill? Voices from behind the wall? You a mutt just like they are. A bunch of filthy mutts. So you take your barbaric ass on somewhere because ain't nobody interested in that but somebody filthy just like them. Birds of a feather. You don't like yourself. You don't care about yourself. Because for you to aid Billy Joe and Leilani, that means you don't like yourself and you don't have no respect for yourself. Did I make that clear? And the fact you got a fucked up track record and you ain't redeemed yourself with your own children, that tells me everything I need to fucking know about your ass. Because you just like these heathens. You too busy chasing dick your damn self. I said that. And that's what's wrong with a lot of women. You too busy trying to chase some damn balls around instead of worrying about your priorities. You can't make no man want you or love you. Child or no child. Ask Susan Smith about that. She wasn't the one with or without kids. Checkmate. She was just a piece of tail. Because once people start talking about you and gossiping about you, people will say, well, I don't think that girl's for you. She ain't the kind of girl your family would like. And a lot of people have lived that way. They walk by how they family walk. So they choose their mates accordingly. Don't mean they ain't gonna go out here and screw everything, but that ain't who they're gonna take down the aisle. And you look at Susan Smith, her track record is horrible, even incarcerated. She's not a happy person. She's self-absorbed. She's a narcissist, sociopath. And I saw that in Leilani in court, crying as soon as the jury came in day one. What the fuck is this? Theatrics. What are you crying for? The jury walks in, you're crying? Who's sitting right in front of her? A camera. Putting on for the camera. Putting on for the 12 members of the jury. Didn't work. You know it's bad when one of the damn agents is crying when she found Quentin in the landfill. Can't make that up. Yet you don't shed a tear for your baby. You cry for self when you got the verdict. Guilty. All 19 counts. Rightfully so. Because you never cared for Quentin. Because one, you don't care for yourself. So therefore, you love no one. You don't love neither child that's alive. You don't love Danny Youngkin. You don't love Billy Joe. You don't love your brother. You don't love anybody because you don't love yourself. Because self is first. And people have to teach you about love to understand what love is. And many of us don't know what love is because nobody's taught us. So we have to learn on our own. And usually that is a disaster. Well, nobody will be taking her down the aisle. And I won't doubt she will have some poor sucker sap that will write her in prison, as some have done with Susan Smith, and put money on her book so she can get her some Doritos and ramen noodles. Good luck with that. And she can get even fatter. But what I saw in court was pure evil. That was a demon that sat at that defense table, making all these gestures, whispering to the lawyers, scribbling absolutely nothing on paper. I said, this is Satan himself sitting up here at this damn table. Lord have mercy. This is a pure demon with 2 feet. The bitch is evil. And she learned from the best. Her own mother, Billy Joe Howell. And I doubt that Billy Joe loves her husband or any of her children or the grandchildren. And she has shown us she don't love her grandchildren because one's dead now. And all were abused by the hands of the mother. And I won't doubt that Danny probably took some sucker punches at them kids as well. Who's going to tell that in court? Yeah, I'd pinch them. I'd yank their leg, yank their arm. He's never going to tell you that. You all better wake up. Because if you could sit in court and testify that you said those children were mean, You've possibly done some shit to them children as well. Checkmate. Oh my God, Doctor, please. Well, they didn't give Sarah Boone no snacks. And I'm sure she was highly pissed off. That's my commentary. You lay with dogs and you get fleas. That's the bottom line. And that's why I don't have no use for street people. And I meant what I said. Everything I said in this live, I meant it and I own it. I have no use for street people. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to be around them. Because I feel like this. There comes a time when you have to preserve thyself. And I don't want to be around nothing that reminds me of this gator trash here. And I meant that, and I'm meaning what the fuck I'm saying in this live. Because you have to own the part you play while you're on top of this dirt. And when you hang around people who don't give a fuck about nothing, you are telling the world you don't care about yourself. And so, as I have said many times in my testimonies, I have to check my own self. I don't want the shit around me because it's only going to be a problem down the road. You got to know the company you are in. And when you see that people don't give a fuck about themselves, that means they can't care about you. And when they show you they don't care about you, well, then it's still vice versa. They don't care about themselves. So why be in a company of people who don't show you no damn respect? And you know you don't get high on drugs. You don't have no business in the company of people fucking around with drugs. Because where can it go? It can't go nowhere. You don't get high. So what you got in common with a person getting high? Nothing. They drink, you don't drink. How's that going to work? Especially if they get crunk, you already know the end result. And you sit around people and feel that don't treat the children accordingly. You are a party to that. That's why I don't babysit nobody kid. Don't even ask. I'm going to share this with you, then I'm going to check out of here. I was out today, and I was looking at a young lady with some children. She had 2 kids. They were small kids. And the little boy, he was real happy, like, you know, he like to speak. Hey, 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 hello, 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 hello. Then the baby girl she had in her arm, she probably was about, I don't know, maybe 1 or so. I don't know. Sure. She was asleep. But what I'm looking at is the aesthetics of this woman and the 2 children. I looked at the mother. Her jogging pants looked nasty. They had lint all on them like she done washed them a gazillion times. She had on them little slide-on canvas shoes. I think they were pink. They were dirty. The baby stroller, nasty. Banana peel hanging out the stroller. Baby bottle sitting at the back of the stroller. I'm looking at the little girl she's holding at sleep. The bottom of her little onesie outfit or whatever she had on, jumper, it looked like it had been cut with scissors. Because maybe she was outgrowing it and maybe she just cut it, to give her room in the legs. And the first thing I was thinking to myself, if I'm looking at you looking like this in public with your children, you unkempt, stroller nasty, dirty, what does your house look like? Stay woke now. Because you see, your appearance is a reflection of how you sleep at night and where you sleep. Everybody knows this. Just like your car. Somebody gets in your car and they see it's nasty and it's filthy. Well, they're going to assume your house is the same way. And 9 times out of 10, it is nasty. And that's what I was sitting there thinking about Quentin, thinking about abused children, thinking about how people carry themselves, the message they send to the universe visually, and then what's behind closed doors that don't nobody know anything about. And it's not to be rude, but I am judgmental. I'm a work in progress. But if I see you out in public looking nasty and your children look nasty, I already know that house is nasty, and I already know you ain't doing right by your kids, because you can't say that you are. And you can't say, well, I love my kids. Well, if you love your kids, why are you walking outside looking crazy? Your children looking crazy. Your house is looking crazy. Because you can't have one without the other, you see. Also on that journey, there was a young black girl and the black guy. They looked a hot ass mess, the black girl did. Hair all on top of her head, wasn't combed, matted, shirt too little, wearing some slides, she had on some pull-on pants. And then I looked back out the window and saw her walking with the guy. You could tell she didn't have no underwear on. I said that. Walking in the parking lot toward the grocery store. I said to myself, your black ass then came outside with your hair all on top of your motherfucking head, shirt too little, don't look like you got on no brassiere, pants too tight, and you ain't got on no drawers. So you got out your apartment wherever, you sleep with this little black ass fool. He holding her hand like he walking with damn Kim Kardashian or damn Beyonce. I mean, you would have died laughing because you're looking at this shit like you can't make this up. He holding her hand like she a rock star. I love her. Oh, man, somebody give me. Oh, man. You walked outside with this thing. And you hold her hand? Never. I would expect a man to hold my hand and I'm walking out in public with my hair all on top of my fucking head and it ain't combed. Like she just crawled up out of bed and went and got on public transportation and said the hell with it. I'm going to the grocery store. Here I is. And he right in behind her like a lost puppy, holding her fucking hand. Did you hear what I said? So I'm looking at all this while I'm out today, and I realize the shit is deep out here. And that's all I've been seeing for the past several months since getting back into the city, is that nobody cares about themselves. Let me make that clear. That people are just hopeless. Hopeless. And I thought about this when I bumped into a certain person at the grocery store today. Now, I tried reaching out to this person to check on them because I knew what they were going through. And I just so happened to bump into her in the frozen aisle today at Kroger. And I spoke because it was the right thing to do. I wasn't going to ignore her. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? You okay? Oh, yeah. Looking timid. Everything all right? Yeah, well, I finally moved out from my mom's, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking, well, that's good. Great. I said, yeah, I called you, left messages, checking on you, just making sure you all right. Oh, yeah, I've been working on myself. And I let it end right there. Okay. And I strolled my buggy right on down the aisle. Because in that moment, I'm going to say it, she showed me who she is. That even in your worst moment, you feeling bad about the world, your circumstances, you should be glad that somebody would call you or message you to check on you because they know your circumstances allegedly. And all you have to do is respond. Well, hey, I ain't doing too good mentally. I would love to talk, but I'm just in a bad place. But I thank you for reaching out. That's the right thing to do. And I'm seeing more and more lately the behavior of people that I've met, people I've known, most of, my adult life, half of adult life, they ain't hit no shit. They ain't hit no shit. That just as quick as somebody will do you a nice favor and you try to build a rapport with them, poof, voila, they disappear, fall out. And hey, that's okay. Because what you tell yourself is, well, God put them in my path for a season. If it was all of a week, too, cool. No harm, no foul. And that's how you have to look at it. And I'm learning that every fucking day. Do you understand what I'm saying? The very reason why I don't want to deal with anybody. Because people are predictable. And I get it. People have hardships. They have hard times. They don't want to be bothered sometimes. They're mad at the world. Whatever. Cool. You didn't do nothing but do me a favor. Because the one thing I ain't going to do is chase a fucking woman. And the one thing I'm going to say to a certain person who crossed me last week, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in this live stream. Motherfucker, you'll need me before I need you. Because what I gave you was from the heart. Because that you tell her you didn't have no money. So I gave it to you and didn't want the money back. Because that's how I rock. But when you disrespect me and call me and start talking crazy about some he said, she said, and shit from the street, and I don't rock like that, then you want to get jiggy, I'm done with you. So you see, everything's a life lesson. Being up here on this box, looking at all this craziness in the world, these crazy stories that come through YouTube and other avenues, dealing with these motherfucking heathens out here in these streets. When I speak from experience. Trust no one. Because let me tell you something. With all that I've been through in the past couple of weeks, couple of months, with all the stuff that was going on with me physically, my health, all that, God still has favored me as I speak and do this live stream. As somebody said, don't worry about it, Queen. God got it. Ain't nothing going to be wrong with you. And so far, everything's looking good. Because God takes care of his own. He takes care of his own. And I'm not hurting for anything. So any of these demons out here that think they got me by the coattail, no, boo-boo, you don't. Because you can choke on anything I gave you. You will never get anything else from me. Not never. And I don't have to hate you. I don't have to seek revenge. I don't have to do anything because I already see you're miserable as fuck. And I don't have to do a damn thing. This is why I preach about the company that you keep and going back in, dealing with people, whether it be old courtships, friendships with people. If you saw the signs that a person wasn't right the first time, we give people a second chance because we all can get a little jiggy. So at least about the second time, if whatever they did the first time, okay, you gave them a pass. Second time you give them a pass, they're doing the same old rotten ass shit or whatever the fuck they're doing, cut their ass off. And I don't give a damn who it is. I don't care if it's your sister, your cousin, your friend, your neighbor. I don't care. Cut their ass off. Because this person who spited me a week ago is somebody I've dealt with for 20 plus years, and they know better because I've already had to school their ass a few years ago about their mouth and their tone and how they talk to people and they don't know how to talk. And the day I dig in my pocketbook and give you something, and then you spite me not even 24 hours later, oh, hell no, you can't get shit from me. And you can best believe I block, delete. After I read that motherfucker in a voicemail, you think you're going to get through a line to tell me something and talk to me? Shit, hell will freeze over. And if we see each other in the street, I'm going to walk right by you like I don't fucking know you. Because you don't do people any kind of way. You don't do people any kind of way. That's the reason why you don't got no friends, because you don't know how to be a friend. I said that. That's why you stay in fucking drama. Why you stay in women drama. A grown ass, miserable ass man. And then you want to try to bring it to Queen's feet when I don't got nothing to do with your women troubles. Yeah, I'm saying it on the live, so I don't give a fuck. Why bring it to me? Because that's who you are. You're grimy as fuck. That's why you always in some shit. Got some shit going the fuck on. That's why you staying in your cocoon, as you call it. I just stay to myself now. You stay to yourself now because you're always in some shit. See, people tell you about who they are. All you have to do is listen. Here's a person that love to be out, love to be seen. Now it's, I just want to be in what? Laid up. Keep laying up. And you gonna fuck around and be a YouTube video. Because guess what? One of them little sugar mamas gonna pop off one day. Because they know where you sleep. I'm saying it. And the first thing somebody gonna come to Queen and say, Queen, did you hear about your friend? Are you gonna make a video about it? Hell no. The fuck if I will. Let the Knoxville News Sentinel write about it. I'm done. If you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. Mind the children. If you're having problems in your life, dealing with people, trying to weed them out, who's right for you, who ain't. Just look in the mirror and just say, how am I benefiting from this person being in my company? Yeah, Godric. Supposed to be like a brother to me. Know the company that you're in, honey. And when you have problems out of a person continuously, you already have your answer. And sometimes we just don't want to cut people off. We want to go back in. We want to hope that they're changed, or we might miss a little something about their company or whatever. It happens to the best of us. But you always got to tell yourself, I quit speaking to this person, or they fell off for a reason. Let's let sleeping dogs lie. Just leave them alone. Cut their ass off. So Queen content just where she is. I'm solo dolo. And I sleep good at night. Because I don't got these other people's problems. And when I say the devil has been very busy at my doorstep the past 2 months, let me make that clear. Almost 3 months. The devil has been excruciatingly busy. But I pulled through by the grace of God. Amen. Because I have faith, you see. Even when the shit looks really, really grim, I still have faith. Frustrated and all. And that's something them other jokers ain't got. They ain't got no faith. And if they sitting here thinking, I'm getting ready to paddle back, you are mistaken. Because I don't need you. Just like this bullshit up here on YouTube. I don't need it. And sometimes it's best you don't imbibe. And some people have not learned that yet. So I've cleared my throat about Leilani Simon and Billy Joe Howell. My prayers are for the other 2 remaining children, that they're in better care, safer care. And I pray that they're not in the care of Billy Joe Howell. Because as I said, if I find out that that bitch has those children, I will drop a petition to have her removed and have the judge removed as well. And I'm meaning what I'm saying. And anybody that wants to aid Billy Joe Howell, Leilani Simon, Danny Youngkin, or any of them, that's your dumb ass. Because what's the old saying in the street? What you eat don't make me fat. I'm solid. I'm solid. And I sleep good at night. Because I know I'm not sitting up here participating in no damn foolishness. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $ began you 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. Going to bring you some more content pertaining to Sean Puffy Combs and Chris Brown. A woman has brought forward allegations that she was sexually assaulted by Chris Brown on P. Diddy's yacht outside of his Miami home some years back. And I will bring you that content later this week. And I may also talk about Susan Smith. Her husband has spoken out, her ex-husband. He does not want her released from prison. I'm sure there are many people who don't want her released. We can talk about that later this week as well. And that's really all I've got. I've already talked about the Menendez brothers. Please take the polls on my community page pertaining to P. Diddy, Leilani Simon, Sarah Boone. I'm trying to think who else. those are the latest topics. I also need to bring some content pertaining to Rex Heuermann because there was information that came out about a month or so ago about the body that was found that was the Asian male. I'd like to touch on that subject matter because I want to touch on, is it a possibility that Rex Heuermann is a homosexual and he liked men, and that young man that was found out there in that area was dressed up, I guess, as a woman. So did Rex Heuermann know that victim was a woman or a man? Did he know that was a man, excuse me? Or did he find out once, sexually assaulted him and then realize, oh, this is a guy under these clothes? Hello, G&G. Thank you for joining us. You coming in late, baby. I'm Queen about to jump out of here. Here's my question. 62 votes. Wow, you all came in good in an hour. Do you believe Billy Joe Howell has custody of Leilani's 2 remaining children? 13% says yes. Hell no, 73%. Not sure, 15%. One person commented. Lil Boston says that was a lie. She doesn't have custody. Well, I figured she didn't because it was just March she filed for petition. And that's commentary from WTOC. If you have a problem with the information, you can go argue with them. The point is, you don't petition for something that you have. That's what a petition is. You're drawing up a petition to fight for something. So if you have legal custody, you have legal rights to something, you don't petition for it. So that's self-explanatory. The fact that the article says now petitioning, meaning you just drew up the petition then. So that means you hadn't had no custody of the children beforehand, which means before of March 24. I can read. I don't know about anybody else, but I read that quite well. And I'm not about to sit here and listen to anything anybody has to say about Leilani, Billy Joel, because they're all frauds. And the lawyer, he don't know nothing. He don't even know his own damn client. And it'll be years from now when he decides to do a true crime podcast, he'll finally admit, oh yeah, I knew Leilani was lying. We'll wait to hear that. Oh yeah, I knew she was lying. I knew she killed her kid. See, he might still represent her on appeals, so he's got to play the role like he believes she didn't unalive her child. But most defense attorneys know deep down inside their clients are guilty as hell. It's just a matter of time when they decide they want to tell the public. Yes, she should be in jail, Billy Joe. And that's why she was up to no good back in December 2022. That's why she was arrested for contempt of court, because that means she did something pertaining to the courts that she didn't have no business. And although the article said it didn't have anything to do with the crime of Quentin Simon, so the only thing left would be what? Juvenile court. So why would she be in contempt? Period. That means you're doing something you weren't supposed to be doing. Bottom line. Exactly. Straight garbage. You all have a wonderful week. Please check out my community board. Take the polls, comment under the videos, the commentary. Also, get out and vote. Make your vote count. And my movie of the week is Barbarian, now playing free on Hulu. This is for my horror fans since Halloween's approaching this week. Please watch the movie if you like horror movies. I think most of you will enjoy it, those of you who like scary movies. And if you don't like scary movies, I just advise you to find somebody to sit with you and watch it. Watch it during the day. Get your bowl of popcorn. You will thoroughly enjoy it, and it will teach anyone a lesson about going into Airbnbs. because that's what the movie's about. And I'm sure some of you are like, oh my gosh, queen of all subject matters. But I think most of you know, and this is all, being serious, jokes, putting the jokes aside, that if you go into an Airbnb, you need to be careful because one, that's not your house. And one, you don't know who was there before you. You don't know who has access to the house, who has keys, and you also don't know who may have cameras in the house. Although this commentary is not on the side of voyeurism, but I don't want to give away the plot, but I think you'll enjoy it. But all in all, you do need to be careful going to Airbnbs. And I'm telling you, after watching this movie, you will probably never rent an Airbnb. I'm just saying, I'm waiting to get the comments back. I've shared 2 trailers of the movie on my community page, so feel free to go over to my community page. But I know there's going to be somebody that's going to be like, Queen, I wish you had never recommended this movie because now I'm scared. I don't ever want to rent an Airbnb. It's fiction, of course, but there's still horror stories, that come with Airbnbs, because one thing I would be concerned with would be voyeurism. You don't know if a person has hidden cameras in the house. They have every right to have cameras in the house because it's their property. They're renting it out. But what would be scary is if they have them in like the bedrooms and the bathrooms. That would be, an invasion of privacy. And it just would be, unethical to have cameras in a bedroom or a bathroom. But you have a lot of sick people out here, and I don't trust people. That's just me, I trust people to an extent, but in the back of my mind, my head is always wondering, what if? And when it comes to something like that, Airbnbs, hotels, I think the same, even staying in a hotel. Is it a two-way mirror? Is it something in the lamp or something? You just have to pay attention to stuff. That's just me. Thank you, Lee. You have a good night too, sweetheart. Yes, watch the trailers. Watch it if you have Hulu. Don't know if somebody's downloaded the movie, in the YouTube queue, because sometimes people will download the movies and you can watch them on YouTube. So I went through a few of the trailers and I didn't see that anybody had, downloaded the movie in YouTube. But if you have Hulu, it's free on Hulu if you want to watch it. But I thank you all for following this network. Follow me over the Newsbreak app. I give the same type of commentary over there. You also will get a notification when I comment on an article or when I post a post or a video. And they're pretty accurate on their notifications, not like YouTube. If I say anything on an article, you'll get a notification to see, oh, Queen has said something. So then you just hit your screen and you'll see where I made a comment on a news story. I will be bringing you more content with Your Crazy America. This is where I bring you wild, outrageous content, crazy, just outlandish stories of something going on in the U.S. with us, we the people. Some are funny, some are not, but just, crazy behavior that is not red rum, if you get my drift. So check out my Your Crazy America. The last video I did was, I believe that was the weekend, and these crazy ass people in Queens, New York want the city to not raid Roosevelt Avenue, and they're street walking and vendors selling hot goods with no license and wanting to prostitute. Oh my gosh. The world is gone crazy. Prostitution is still against the law. So the New York government is saying, we no longer want you to walk the avenue. You will go to jail. And we also don't want you loitering without a license to sell merchandise, whether it's hot goods or not. We also will throw your ass in jail. So there are people who are mad and feel like it's bias, it's racism, which is a bunch of hogwash. Because once again, open prostitution is what it is. It's against the law. So it don't matter if you're red, black, white, from the Honduras, Mexican, it's against the law. And if you decide you want to prostitute to make extra money because New York City is too high to live, that's your choice. That's your choice. You don't have to prostitute to make extra money. And if you don't want to live in New York, it's too expensive, then you might need to find you somewhere else to live. Please check out that video from this weekend. I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you all so much for the love, the support. I appreciate it. God bless all of you. Justice came home for Quentin, Simon, amen. And prayers for his siblings, that they have a happy and prosperous life. And prayers for all the children here and abroad, that they're in the right care and they're being properly taken care of and they're being treated with dignity and respect. Thank you for your time. You've been listening to the Vault Excel.